तुमसे गुजारिश है, वक्त तुमसे गुजारिश है, तुम अपनी चाल थोड़ी धीमी रखो। वक्त तुमसे गुजारिश है, तुम अपनी चाल थोड़ी धीमी रखो, कभी कभार थोड़ा ठहर भी जाओ। हमें काम बहुत करने हैं, पर तुम्हारी तेज रफ्तार के आगे हम नतमस्तक हो जाते हैं। कभी सहज तो कभी सतर्क हो जाते हैं। तुमसे मुकाबला करना मुश्किल है और नामुमकिन भी। तुम हमारे साथ चलकर हम पर एहसान करो, हमारी मुश्किलें थोड़ी आसान करो। तो नाउ आई इनवाइट डॉक्टर छवि फॉर हर स्पीच।
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the introduction. And in the beginning, I'd like to thank you, Dr. Pratibha Gupta ma'am and Dr. R.K. Agarwal sir for inviting me for this talk. And वक्त तो बड़ा तेज़ी से भाग ही रहा है जैसे मैडम ने बताया, तो लेट्स लाइक क्विकली स्टार्ट ऑफ। मैडम ने बोला कि भाई एक जनरल टॉपिक रखना है। आई सेड कि मैम गायनी के अलावा मैं क्या बोलूँगी, बट शी सेड कि सब भाग जाएंगे अदरवाइज। So we took up this कि aging is a natural process, but basically as we've all been hearing a lot that aging is just a number, and आप सब लोग यहाँ पे and we all are proving this as well and happy about it. Aging is just another word for living. This term geriatrics is now coming up as a separate branch also for medicine, and this term was basically given in as back as 1909. So basically we'll be talking more about osteoporosis. जो जनरल हमें क्लिनिकल उसके लिए चाहिए कि क्या कैसे उसको डायग्नोस करना है और बेसिकली करना क्या है, नॉट गोइंग इनटू द डिटेल्स की पैथोफिजियोलॉजी और ये सब मैंने कुछ इंक्लूड नहीं किया मैम। तो एज वी ऑल नो दैट दिस इज़ वेरी अ डिजीज़ विच इज़ कैरेक्टराइज्ड बाय डिक्रीज्ड बोन स्ट्रेंथ एंड प्रोपेंसिटी टू फॉल. WHO has put this disease on the list of serious global healthcare problems, and it is just second to cardiovascular diseases. तो ये बहुत important बात है, and it is actually a public health concern. As many as 1/3 of adults between 50 to 60 years and more than half of those above 80 years are suffering from osteoporosis. And because the geriatric population is increasing, the burden is only going to increase. So osteoporosis is basically a silent disease and the clinical end point is fracture, but हमारा aim है to detect it before the end point. So for this बहुत लंबी चौड़ी diagnostic modalities नहीं हैं. The only gold standard is a DEXA scan. So do we किस में करना चाहिए DEXA scan? How do we screen? क्या सबको and when and whom? Screening large scale population is नॉट कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव, इसीलिए टारगेटेड स्क्रीनिंग एडवोकेट की गई है कि किस में करना है. सो उसके लिए वेरियस रिस्क फैक्टर असेसमेंट टूल्स हैव बीन गिवन, जिसमें से एक जनरल पब्लिक को भी जो समझाया जा सकता है उसमें एक ऑस्टा स्कोर है विच इज़ बेस्ड ओनली ऑन द एज एंड द बॉडी मास एंड द वेट, द एज एंड द वेट अपना किलोग्राम्स में लेके एंड उसमें से एज को सब्सट्रैक्ट कर दीजिए and multiply it by 0.2. So on the basis of that, we can get a pretty decent idea कि osteoporosis का और fractures का risk क्या है. So that is a general tool. उसके अलावा थोड़े complicated tools भी हैं जिसमें other risk factors have been included like Frax and Galvin calculator etc. But as we all know that nothing replaces a good clinical judgment. So we'll coming back to our good clinical judgment. बहुत सारे risk factors की लंबी tables हैं books में. But the most important which we really need to know is that there are certain patients who are at an extremely high risk for fractures and osteoporosis, and these are the patients who need immediate attention and therapy. इसमें extremely high risk category में we put those patients who already have had a fragility fracture. Fragility fracture का मतलब है a fracture which is occurring because of trauma which is not ordinarily adequate enough to cause a fracture. Trivial trauma जिसे कहते हैं. Then there are certain patients who are on steroids, high dose steroids, organ transplantation, cancer patients जिसमें कि already bone metastasis हो रखी है. So these are patients who are extremely high risk. Other high risk patients, steroids अपने आप में एक बड़ा high risk है bones के लिए. Then women over 65 and men over 70, इन सब में भी directly DEXA scan कराना है. Then postmenopausal women या older men who have these risk factors, या तो there is a history of first degree relative with a fracture of hip, wrist or spine, long standing smoking की history हो, body mass index is less than 20, या there is a recent weight loss more than 10%, or there are multiple risk factors for falling. Then there are moderate risk categories, like there are comorbid conditions, diabetes, chronic kidney disease, rheumatoid arthritis, long-term immobilization, heavy alcohol, and malabsorptive syndromes. So DEXA, a little bit about DEXA scan. This is the gold standard for diagnosis of osteoporosis. And इसमें basically when we get the report, we get two scores, T score and Z score. So ये होता क्या है? Basically a T score is when we are comparing to the young population having peak bone mass. That is the T score. And Z score is when we are comparing our DEXA scan with the population of the same age, same decade. So the current recommendations are of course based on international standards, and we really do need an Indian population database for better interpretation. जब तक हम लोग ये लेके चल रहे हैं कि T score, if it is less than 2.5 standard deviations, then we term it as osteoporosis. For the general, we will take the T score. But if we are talking about adolescents, kids and young adults, then Z scores are also important, because there we are comparing them with the patients of the same decade. So once we have diagnosed, the management will of course include prevention, interventions and rehabilitation. So for preventive strategies, universal recommendations are necessary, and in our busy OPDs we usually tend to forget, but these are actually very, very important. We have to stress upon a balanced diet, adequate physical activity, sunlight and avoiding tobacco, alcohol. So dietary recommendations more or less we all know 600 to 800 के बीच में per day आता है, pregnancy lactation में increase कर जाता है. There are ICMR charts which we all can refer to calculate what exactly is the dietary calcium intake of a patient. Patients generally say कि हम तो लेते हैं, दूध भी लेते हैं, दही भी लेते हैं, फिर भी calcium क्यों कम है? So that is why we need these simple charts to know कि exactly calcium देना है कि नहीं, उसका calcium supplementation की ज़रूरत है कि नहीं. So dietary calcium, there are no risk of cardiovascular events or calculi, and we have to basically tell them to spread their calcium resources throughout the diet, एक ही बार में नहीं सब कुछ, and it has to be not more than 2500 per day. Calcium supplementations, the calcium tablets have to be taken with meals, and absorption is decreased with iron-rich foods, so they have to be taken separately. Also medications like thyroid, steroids, tetracycline and anticonvulsants need to be taken separately from calcium. Word about vitamin D deficiency. This has come up as a national pandemic, especially after COVID, and there are studies which show that the prevalence of vitamin D deficiency in India is up to even 100% in some studies. That means कि हम सब लोग कभी ना कभी vitamin D deficient हुए होंगे. Of course COVID में बहुत खा लिया हम लोगों ने, so that might have made a difference. But because it is an immunomodulatory hormone, so it has come up as an important deficient hormone vitamin in many diseases. So vitamin D deficiency के management के लिए we are having the standard regime 60,000 international units weekly for 8 weeks. Or if an injection is being given, then it is 6 lakhs international units IM, but it is not to be repeated before 3 months or without confirming persistent low levels. Maintenance is again 60,000 units once a month or twice a month in winters, and if we are giving the injection for maintenance, then it has to be a yearly injection. The upper limit for vitamin D is 4,000 international units per day. Then physical activity, patients will ask you भाई क्या करना है, but at least a brisk walking, if somebody is doing a brisk walking for 4 to 5 times a week for 30 minutes, that is good enough. And back strengthening and resistance exercises should also be incorporated into their physical regime. But we have to take care about severe osteoporosis. उनमें directly exercises नहीं बताना है, because compressive forces can lead to fractures. इसलिए फॉरवर्ड बेंडिंग, वेट लिफ्ट, साइड बेंडिंग भी सीवियरली ऑस्टियोपोरोटिक पेशेंट्स में नहीं करवाना है. Then emotional and psychological support is a must, and fall prevention is also a very important aspect of the osteoporosis management. इसमें complete examination, vision की problems, gait की problems, कोई balancing की problems, mental functions जैसे dementia, Alzheimer's, ये सब common हो जाता है आगे चल के. And then एक जो होम हैज़ार्ड असेसमेंट है कि जैसे एंटी स्लिप मैट्स लगाने की कोशिश करें वो लोग घर में, बाथरूम हैंडल्स, जब अपने बेडरूम टू बाथरूम जा रहे हैं स्पेशली इन द नाइट देयर शुड बी हैंडल्स, बेड साइड इमरजेंसी बेल्स कैन बी प्रोवाइडेड. ऑल दीज थिंग्स आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इन प्रिवेंटिंग फ्रैक्चर्स. Then many of these patients are on sedatives. So try to use the lowest possible doses of those sedatives, and an exercise regime is of course important. And quickly moving on to pharmacotherapy, इसमें एक ही इम्पॉर्टेंट है कि असेसमेंट जो है BMD के बेसिस पे 2 ईयरली ही किया जाता है, बार बार BMD नहीं किया जाता है. एंड प्रेफरेबली द सेम मशीन इज़ टू बी यूज्ड. प्लस अ वेरी रैपिड चेंजेस इन BMD नहीं देखने को मिलता है, बट देन इवन अगर BMD इज स्टेबल, दैट इज ऑल्सो कंसिस्टेंट विद अ सक्सेसफुल ट्रीटमेंट. So first line therapy, we all know we are using bisphosphonates. In this we have the oral drugs which are more commonly used like alendronate and risedronate. They have a daily, weekly or monthly regimes. Generally weekly are preferred because of the tolerance and the compliance. Very important patients को ये बताना कि it has to be taken empty stomach. The patient has to stay upright for 30 minutes at least and drink lots of water. Because जो esophageal irritation का component है along with these drugs, that can be really very troublesome. So ये बहुत important है. And then these drugs can be used continuously for 3 to 5 years. But after that एक drug free holiday patient को देनी होती है, which can range from somewhere between 1 to 3 years. And वो जो 1 to 3 years है उसमें fracture risk बढ़ता है. So that is an important aspect. And the total duration for which these drugs can be given is 10 years. So maybe 3 years 3 times, या 5 साल करके 2 times, maximum 10 to 11 years ही हम लोग खींच सकते हैं इस drugs पे. Then we have IV infusions like zoledronate with a risk of anaphylaxis and acute reactions. Then एक rare but important complication है bisphosphonates का, which is osteonecrosis of jaw. So routine dental care is recommended for this. Then in postmenopausal women there is a big role of HRT. इसमें बट जो important points हैं ये है कि if the menopause is within 10 years then we can go for HRT, but not after that. More than 10 years अगर हो चुका है then HRT is not considered to be safe. So that is one important thing which we need to know. Then we have other drugs also like Tibolone that is really valuable, and we gynecologists are using it in a big way now. The dose is 2.5 OD, and this is useful because it can be used in those where HRT is not very safe, but we have to take precaution that it cannot be used in breast cancer survivors. Another very nice commonly used drug is Raloxifene, and this is given in 60 milligrams OD or on alternate days. This is also very good for bones, and it can be used in breast cancer risk patients also. And there are certain newer drugs available also, and of course the parathyroid hormone teriparatide के injections आते हैं which are given daily subcutaneously 20 micrograms 18 months के लिए maximum. इसके साथ serum calcium and uric acid need to be monitored cautiously. Then calcitonin के nasal sprays also some people are using. And anabolic steroids का बहुत role नहीं है, they have to be used with caution, but sometimes patients are so frail that for brief periods of times we can consider them. Then there is this drug denosumab which has come up recently and it is gaining a lot of limelight. It is basically a monoclonal antibody which is targeting the ligands related with osteoporosis, and it has been approved in India. It has a benefit of 10 years treatment without any drug holiday, and it is to be given only once in 6 months. 60 to 120 milligrams की इसकी dose आती है. It is being considered as one of the safe drugs, but of course long-term data is still awaited on the side effects. The only trouble is the cost, क्योंकि एक बार में 20 to 30,000 के इंजेक्शन एक है, तो एक वंस, हालांकि इट इज़ ओवर 6 months, तो इफ़ द पेशेंट अंडरस्टैंड्स कि बेसिकली ओवरऑल कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव रहेगा, देन वी कैन ट्राई इट आउट. Then finally, अगर fractures, this was all about the medical management. Surgical management में अगर fractures हो ही गए हैं तो without deficit है तो we'll conservatively manage them. Deficit है तो fixation होगा. So all this we know. So because I'm simultaneously having a neurosurgeon center along with my gynae center, so I've got some pictures for you. These are a few interesting cases where we can see that there is a fracture, dorsal lumbar fracture, and this was an osteoporotic spine. So here pedicle screw rod fixation has been done above and below the level of the fracture to stabilize the spine. Then this spine was even more osteoporotic, and this was a particularly interesting case because this was a 65-year-old mother of an engineer, engineering college पे ही रहते थे, and he was a very good engineer, a very well-to-do family, and this lady was osteoporotic with she was on severe antipsychotics and she was being managed conservatively. There was no bowel, there was a bladder bowel involvement as well, and she had a 2-level osteoporotic fracture. 0 power था, she was not walking, she was not able to void, and उसके बाद fixation किया गया here because this osteoporosis was so severe, तो bones में इतनी ताकत ही नहीं थी कि वो screws पकड़ सकें. So that is why augmentation with bone cement was done. बोन सीमेंट डाल के स्क्रूज को फिक्स करते हैं सो दैट द स्पाइन इज स्टेबलाइज्ड, एंड नाउ द पेशेंट इज वॉकिंग ऑन हर होल. सो दीज आर सम ऑफ द really good things which we can do. This was another case. This one is basically a post-op X-ray, and if we see on C-arm, this was another similar case. So the blackish areas around these screws, these are the basically the speculations की तरह जो दिख रहे हैं, ये bone cement है which has been introduced through the fenestrated screws to stabilize the spine. So this was all about osteoporosis. I think we've taken care of the time as well. And then of course there are lots and lots of geriatric issues which need to be considered, dementia and depression. ये दोनों बहुत ही, because depression we have to consider that ये पेशेंट्स में डिप्रेशन भी बहुत कॉमन होता है, एंड देयर जस्ट ये कहा जाता है कि अरे डिमेंशिया हो रहा है, कुछ नहीं है, बट सम ऑफ देम एक्चुअली रिक्वायर ट्रीटमेंट फॉर डिप्रेशन. सो दैट इज़ वन एरिया वेयर वी नीड टू focus on. Then there can be ataxia, sight, hearing problems, arthritis, and of course the serious ones like cardiovascular events, strokes and cancer. And being a gynecologist, actually just wanted to highlight a few points about cancer in women. So worldwide the risk of the incidence of cancer cervix and uterine cancers are coming down because of the various modalities available, but India में अभी भी CA breast and CA uterus बहुत ही ज़्यादा common है. So basically एक awareness is a very very important. तो general public के level पे of course awareness is important, and as doctors we should all know that there are various modalities which are coming up to detect these cases at a much earlier, because जितना early उतना वो तो सबको पता है कि कैंसर में important है. तो for breast awareness एटलीस्ट सेल्फ एग्जामिनेशन एवरी मंथ इन पेशेंट्स में बताना चाहिए. एंड सोनोमैमोग्राफी, मैमोग्राफी के बारे में सबको पता है, बट सोनोमैमोग्राफी में भी आगे एडवांसमेंट्स हैं. इलास्टोग्राफी रिसेंटली काफ़ी इसमें फेमस हो रही है अब, एंड इट इज़ कमिंग अप मैनी स्टडीज़ वेयर जो बहुत स्मॉल वेरी वेरी टाइनी मासेस होते हैं, एंड समटाइम्स देयर इज लॉट ऑफ कंफ्यूजन कि ये मैलिग्नेंट है कि नहीं है. पेशेंट कीप्स ऑन पोस्टपोनिंग, इवन डॉक्टर समटाइम्स कीप्स ऑन पोस्टपोनिंग FNAC कि अरे पता नहीं है कि नहीं है. तो फॉर दैट अगर ये इलास्टोग्राफी इट्स अ सिंपल टूल अवेलेबल इन मोस्ट ऑफ द अल्ट्रासाउंड मशीन्स, और अगर उसमें ये देखा जाए तो जैसे ही हम लोग वो विंडो स्विच ऑन करते हैं तो अगर ग्रीनिश हैं, लेस ऑफ ब्लू, तो जनरली बेनाइन होते हैं. बट इस तरह के जो ब्लूइश मासेस होते हैं, मतलब बहुत ही छोटे छोटे 0.5 सेंटीमीटर्स टाइप के भी, उसमें भी इफ दिस इज शोइंग सच अ थिक ब्लू कलर, देन इट इज़ अ वेरी बिग रेड सिग्नल फॉर malignancy, and the patient should quickly go for at least FNAC and the further treatments. So ये चीज़ें भी important हैं. And then for of course cancer cervix, early detection, PAP, LBC, HPV, DNA, all gynecologists are doing it now. And vaccinations, we are well aware that we are now having vaccinations to prevent cancer cervix. But this endometrial cancer, I feel that this is still an area which is not being given its importance, and many patients are coming up with very delayed diagnosis. Although it is easy to detect, especially because now along with ultrasounds we are having very good modalities like 3D and 4D and Doppler, which can actually tell us a lot about the suspicion. And अगर suspicious है तो please advise in early hysteroscopy and biopsy rather than कि अरे देखते हैं hormonal treatment पे डाल के, ये सब नहीं होना चाहिए. We have to detect these cases. Cancer cervix down जा रहा है लेकिन uterine cervix up जा रहा है, uterine cancer up जा रहा है. So basically generally जब hysteroscopy is बहुत ही अभी under evaluated है, but it is such a simple thing. जैसे कि एक PSPV का ही एक तरह से एक एक्सटेंशन है, गायनिकोलॉजिकल एग्जामिनेशन का एक्सटेंशन है, जस्ट पुट इन, और ऑफिस लेवल पे किया जा सकता है, कोई एनेस्थीसिया की ज़रूरत नहीं है. एंड सिंपल केसेस लाइक दीज कि 60 years old पेशेंट थी पोस्ट मेनोपॉजल स्पॉटिंग के साथ, एंड वी डिड अ हिस्टेरोस्कोपी, सिंपल एट्रोफिक एंडोमेट्रियम था, नथिंग एल्स. बट द मोमेंट यू पुट अ हिस्टेरोस्कोप एंड यू सी दैट ये वाला पिक्चर अगर आ रहा है, देन यू नो कि हाँ भाई गड़बड़ है. एंड ऑफ कोर्स बायोप्सी समटाइम्स प्रूव कैंसर. And this was a very interesting case that this patient was actually perimenopausal, तो इसलिए बहुत confusion था diagnosis में. Many doctors they had not advised, some had advised but she did not undergo a biopsy, and she was awaiting hysteroscopy at a government center for a very long time. And उसके बाद when the hysteroscopy was done, but then when we did I did a hysteroscopy, it had a very full complete mass which was engulfing one half of the uterus. We can see only one fallopian tube, and इधर पूरा का पूरा engulfed था mass के साथ. And of course biopsy showed an adenocarcinoma. फिर patient टाटा चली गई, तो I don't have the follow up, right? So this was all about the important geriatric issues that we all face on a day-to-day basis. And as Madam बोली कि एक interesting बनाने के लिए talk के बाद एक छोटा सा quiz होना चाहिए. The elderly population accounted for what percentage of total population of India? Guessing type का ही है ज़्यादा. 9.3. And for 8.3, 1, 2, 3, तो बराबर हो गया. And 9.3, अल्लाह मैम, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. So I think answer 9.3, लेकिन because we didn't have a census after 2011, तो उस समय 8.3 था. I'm pretty sure कि अब वो increase कर गया होगा. क्या हुआ आंसर? तो 8.3 है ना. 8.3 बोला सबसे पहले. The most common disability among elderly in India. Options: locomotor, visual, hearing, speech. सबसे पहले लोकोमोटर मेरे ख्याल से अपना नाम है बोला, and that is the answer, correct answer. Which of the following is the least vulnerable location for fracture due to osteoporosis? Yes sir. Least vulnerable. Dr. Shweta and Dr. Alpna नाम again. Ankle. थोड़ा गायनी का बायस तो नहीं हो रहा है? फिर आधा तो पूरा हो गया ना मैम? नहीं अच्छा ये ankle. The answer is ankle. Least vulnerable question है. Hip, spine और wrist common होते हैं because trabecular bone जो soft bone होती है वो वहाँ बहुत ज़्यादा होती है, and ankle is comparatively thicker. Which of the following patients is most at risk for osteoporosis? इसको please ध्यान से पढ़िएगा because pretty है थोड़ा सा. 52-year-old postmenopausal woman non-compliant with steroid therapy. Second is 40-year male, family history of osteoporosis. Third is 25-year-old female on birth control, fell off a bike and broke her wrist. And D is 73-year-old man with 30 years smoking history. इसमें से D उधर से आया. कौन बोला? इधर से संजीव. 30 years smoking history. हाँ? 30 years smoking. हाँ. निशान तो मिलना ही है इसको, इतना smoking है. And especially the age. The age is very important. जैसे कि postmenopausal women है स्टेरॉइड्स नहीं ले रही है, 52 ईयर है, पेरीमेनोपॉज मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं हुआ है, देन 40 ईयर मेल, फैमिली हिस्ट्री, फ्रैक्चर अगर होता तो हाई रिस्क होता, सिर्फ ऑस्टियोपोरोसिस की हिस्ट्री से नहीं, और ये तो यंग पेशेंट है जिसका सिग्निफिकेंट ट्रॉमा है, तो इसीलिए इट इज अ 73 ईयर ओल्ड, एज इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. Then this is a clinical question. Patient 77-year-old postmenopausal woman presenting routinely checkup. She has diabetes and gastroesophageal reflux disease. Then she has severe chronic low backache and without any deficits. She is taking antidiabetics, pantoprazole and pregabalin, normal biochemistry. अब she wants कि X-ray होना चाहिए low back के लिए. तो क्या करेंगे? Investigation of choice. Question एक बार, sorry. Out हो गया. Next move करते हैं. Answer out हो गया, अभी और आगे बहुत है इसमें. तो एक बार फिर से postmenopausal 77 years, diabetes, GARD and इन्वेस्टिगेशन चॉइस तो देखी गया, डेक्सा करना है. अब चलो ठीक है, डेक्सा के अब -2.5, so she meets the criteria for osteoporosis. Will we treat or not? ये कैडबरीज वाला क्वेश्चन नहीं है, treat or not वाला तो ऐसे ही है बीच में, फ्री क्वेश्चन. ऑफ कोर्स फ्री, बट हाउ, क्या करेंगे? हाँ आपको थोड़ा बोलना है, आपको नहीं मिलेगा. नहीं, डेक्सा तो करा ही लिया हमने और ऑस्टियोपोरोसिस आ गया है, अभी उसको कोई फ्रैक्चर नहीं है, तो क्या करेंगे?
डॉक्टर फ्रॉम ऑडियंस.
ड्रग ऑफ चॉइस, बिस्फॉस्फोनेट, टिबोलोन, कैल्शियम तो ऑफ कोर्स, टिबोलोन नहीं वाले टिबोलोन ले लो, बाकी
चॉइस दे दो. चाबी कितना फास्ट चॉइस दे दो. बात
चॉइस यही है, बिस्फॉस्फोनेट, SERM मतलब बिस्फॉस्फोनेट. टिबोलोन देंगे, ठीक है, 2 डेली मिल सकते हैं. इसमें ध्यान से क्वेश्चन सुनना है, इसमें गैस्ट्रोएसोफेजियल रिफ्लक्स है.